was taken over by government. So, where did government move them to? Were they given compensation at that time? What was the plan when government wanted to build the National Theatre? What was government's plan for those who were living in that location?
Okay. Now, I have it on record that some of them were amongst those that were moved from the area where the National Theatre now sits. But that was a federal government action. And the allegation that because they were moved there, they simply just moved to another land, it cannot be sustained because, I mean, federal government could have acquired your land and given you title to another piece of land. Then you show me what document the federal government has given to you to entitle you to live there. Now, we've done some interaction with the community, we've done census. Well, there may be a few that fall into this category, very few. But a lot of them were tenants.
Sorry to interject. You're saying there may be a few. Does that mean the government did not confirm?
We couldn't, because there is no, it's just story. You see, if the federal government had given them documentation that, okay, give up this land, go and take up that, of course, they will be the first to bring such up. So I cannot occupy your land and say because I was chased out of the other piece of property, now I'm taking over this place. Now, mind you, this was not even land. They admitted, even in this report, that it was swamp that they filled up. It started as a refuse dump. And then people started to do some business scavenging there. And then eventually started putting up small wooden structures there. That really is the community that we are talking about.
If you will indulge me, let's take a few steps back and then let's just take a few things one by one. For starters, does Lagos State government feel any sense of responsibility to look after people who cannot look after themselves?
Yes, we do.
Okay, in doing that, how does Lagos State government feel about those people who have no homes, no property, no money, and all they can do is scavenging, and they are in a situation where they are poverty-stricken and they live on refuse dump, allegedly?
Okay, now, if you have people in that circumstance, what can we do? Let's look at the options together. Do we start building houses for them? We didn't have those resources, I tell you. Okay. So we couldn't. Now, we have to, there's now a tough call. Do you let them just stay there because you cannot offer them alternate? Meanwhile, you didn't put them there. You know, people just came from everywhere and settled there. A lot of them doing business there. I mean, there were communal toilets, communal bathrooms. You have to pay. A lot of businesses going on because there's simply no place for any refuse or sewage disposal there. Okay, so what could government do? Turn a blind eye to that, which was the easy one. I mean, we could easily have said, well, it's their own business if they can survive in that circumstance. But the health conditions is bound to spread. I told you about flooding due to blockage of the drains. This is bound to spread. So we have to look at the interest of the larger community. And then government cannot, as a rule, have a principle that if you are able to capture a particular place, take it up illegally, once you set up residence there, then we cannot move you unless we pay you compensation or we give you another house. We just don't have those means. We don't have the means to do those.
Okay, I will come back to you. We have since been joined by Friday Oguyemi, who was a resident of Badia.
Yes.
Good morning, Friday.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
You lived in Badia.
Yes, I was born and brought up in Badia.
You were born and brought up there?
Yeah.
Was it a refuse dump?
No.
What kind of property did you live in?
We had block structures there and wooden structures.
Let's talk about the one you lived in. Was it one of the wooden or one of the...
wooden structure.
You lived in the wooden structure.
Yes.
How many years ago?
Formerly, it was block.
Oh, was it then destroyed and...
Yes.
Wood
rebuilt?
Yes, we rebuilt it.
Why was it destroyed, the block structure?
It was during the administration of the former governor of Nigeria, of Lagos State, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as of 2003, when he came and he said he gave us 48 hours to move from our lovely community. And we were so surprised to see such a verbal notice like that. And on Sunday, he came with the bulldozers and began to demolish the houses, the blocks and the wooden structures there.
Okay, so he destroyed that, and then your parents, or you and your friends or people that you live together in this brick building, you
My
then
parents,
rebuilt. Oh, your
we
parents.
rebuilt, yes, yes.
So they rebuilt with wood.
With wood.
Okay, now having rebuilt with wood, your parents, are they still alive?
Yes, they are.
And do they have any document to show that they have a right to that land?
So wonderful. As at 1919, historically, our forefathers settled at a place called the National Art Theatre. Then it was Oluwole village. It was a Lawole, but during the documentation typing issue, it became Oluwole village. So they used to call it Oluwole. So when they want to use it for Festival of Art and Culture, that was a Festac, they ought to move our fathers from that very place to back of Marble Industry, which is this Badia East now. They call that place back of Marble Industry, where the federal government has piece of land, not the Lagos State. So the back of Marble Industry, known as Badia East now, has been acquired in the year 1929. 1929 by the federal government.
That's what
By
you
the
heard.
colonial government.
The colonial government.
Yes.
Okay.
So they moved our father as at 1973 to the back of Marble Industry, which was acquired by the federal government of Nigeria. Because if you look at it very well, federal government will not move you from a place that they want to use and take you to a place that does not belong to them.
Okay. Now, when they moved, did they give your dad
Yes, they did.
anything, any piece of paper? Do you have the piece of paper they gave him?
Yes, they gave us.
Or you didn't bring the document?
I didn't bring it.
Okay. It would be good to see that document, because that would confirm and negate what the Lagos State government is saying. Did you present this document to Lagos State government?
We did not present the document to Lagos State government because they came all of a sudden, though we were not given C of O, as they used to say. But I find it so difficult that, is it until you have C of O before you could have a right to housing?
No, Friday, if you have any piece of paper
Yes.
saying that the federal government gave you permission to move
yes.
Igomo to that place,
To that place, yes.
don't you think you ought to have shown it to them when they came to start demolishing? I have a right to live here. The government gave me this paper.
Madam, thank you very much for this question. As at 2005, after the demolition of the
brick
Asiwaju,
house.
yes, the federal government inaugurated a meeting, and they said they want to do a slum upgrading for the residents of the Badia East. We, the residents. So, which Lagos State happened to be one of the technical committee there, and they said, after this visibility report, they'll give us some piece of paper for us to understand that we are the ones to be settled there. And they did. They gave it to us. I have it there.
Okay. Now,
For us to understand that...
It is strange
let's
that
ask
none of you were able to, were actually showed those documents to the state government.
Lagos State government is not ready to listen.
And
okay,
Let's-
let's ask the Attorney General of the state. Is it true that there were documents, but you did imply that they may have been? Was it a case of the Lagos State government rushed into action without actually spending enough time to see those documents?
no, I made a distinction in starting, and I think we should go back there. I said there is a larger Badia community. This particular strip, nobody could have been resettled there. It was swamp. Now, it was a refuse dump. Now, even the report showed, I'm sure, the best section of it, and you can see what it is. And I have pictures there of what it is. So